Okay, this is the first in a series of videos for Precalculus, and I'll be using the textbook Sullivan's Precalculus, and I'm going to start from the very beginning, really. So right now, if you're following along in the textbook, we're in section 1.1, and I'm going to talk about the coordinate system. So you've all probably seen coordinate systems before. This is just maybe a review if you don't already know or have forgotten a lot about coordinate systems. You have two axes right here. Alright, one is your x-axis, one is your y-axis. The x-axis runs horizontally while the y-axis runs vertically, okay? And you bear basically two number lines. So you have a number line here. This is the origin. This is where they both meet at 0. And then you have little increments, evenly spaced increments, and they can go by whatever length you want. So to the right is the positive direction along the x-axis, and up is the positive direction along the y-axis. Meanwhile, down is the negative direction for the y-axis, and to the left is the negative direction for the x-axis. So if I was doing even intervals, I could say that this is -1, or I'm sorry, -1. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, and so on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this would be -1, -2, -3, -1, -2, -3, etc. And then we have some properties of the coordinate system. This is also called a Cartesian plane or a Cartesian coordinate system. It's also known as an XY plane or an XY coordinate system. You have Cartesian, named after Rene Descartes, French guy who did a lot with algebra. So this is quadrant 1, and it's traditional to write the quadrants in Roman numerals. This is quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. And you'll notice it's in the counterclockwise direction that we do our quadrants, which is kind of interesting. So this is basically, that's it, really. And when you plot, this is how to plot something. So we have, if we plot something in quadrant 1, we need to know its x value first. So its x value, if we were given an ordered pair, we put it in parentheses, and its x value is here and its y value is here. So for example, if I wanted to plot 4, 1, I would go, this is the x, so I would go out to x is equal to 4, and then I would go up 1. Okay, 4, 1. If I wanted to plot -2, 0, I would go out -2 along the x, and I would move vertically, so it would be on the x-axis. And when a point is on an axis, it's not in a quadrant. Okay, so if you get asked that, it's probably a trick question. Don't say, oh, it's in quadrant 2, or it's in quadrant 3, or it's in both. You have to say it's in neither, because it's not in one. And if a question asks you to plot a point at the origin, then you just plot it at 0, 0, right here. So that's 0, 0. And you're going to be using coordinate systems a lot, and so it's important to know how they work, their properties, and all this good stuff.